Soros Prosecutor freed violent offender, now charged with killing homeless woman. People need to get rid of every single one of these Soros funded prosecutors. They're destroying our country. I've done tons of videos about this already, but this just goes to show that these Soros backed prosecutors care nothing about cleaning up the crime. That's why crime is as high as it is, and they're just letting out these violent offenders. The only logical conclusion one can come up with is they're intentionally trying to destroy this country. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already. Subscribe and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. It's a great new thing that I put out, a new about a study with the stupid 19. So check that out. Also check out my merch store. Where I have Let's Go Brandon t-shirts, a whole bunch of different types of t-shirts. All right, let's talk about this news. A George Soros-backed prosecutor in Virginia released on probation a violent repeat offender who went on to kill an elderly homeless woman. The third case of its kind in the jurisdiction this year. So 3 times. This happened 3 different times in the same jurisdiction. And he continued to release these people. It defies all logic. Well, Fairfax County Commonwealth Attorney Steve Descano in October charged Chanty Antonio Jones with assault and battery before releasing him on recognizance, slapping him with just a $212 fine and 1 year period of supervised probation. Police on Monday arrested Jones for beating 63-year-old Michelle Huntley to death at a bus stop where she had taken shelter. It's so sad. It's so sad. The brutal killing last week is just the latest instance in which bail reform and lightened sentences by so-called criminal justice reform prosecutors have brought deadly consequences. The Washington Free Beacon reported that Descano's office dropped felony charges against a man who was later charged with killing 2 homeless men in Washington, D.C. and New York City in March. 2 months before, another gunman whom Descano had pleaded out on misdemeanors in 2020 killed an 18-year-old at a bus stop. Quote, an innocent Virginia lost their life because the criminal first, victim last mentality pushed by far-left prosecutors, Virginia Attorney General Jackson Myers told the Free Beacon. Quote, continually giving repeat offenders light sentences and allowing them to quickly get back onto the street only encourages more crime and creates more victims. Jones, who is also known as Sadiq Kashi Salam, is a repeat offender with more than a dozen charges in Fairfax County in the past 3 years, including larceny, public intoxication, and indecent exposure. Huntley, who was affectionately called Mama by residents according to ABC7, was found around midnight on June 17th with evidence of trauma to her upper body. First responders rushed her to the hospital where she succumbed to her injuries days later. Police records show Jones' assault and battery charge stemmed from punching someone in the face months before on a block close to the Huntley killing. That dude shouldn't have been on the street in the first place. When you have repeat offenders like this, they shouldn't be out on the street. They show that they can't live in society because they keep committing these offenses. But Descano's office did not respond to a request for comment, of course, because how can you defend this? And Jones has been charged with aggravated malicious wounding for Huntley's death, a Class 2 felony carrying a minimum of a 20-year sentence, pending a medical examiner's report. Through his Justice and Public Safety PAC, Soros dropped more than $500,000 in 2019 to help elect Descano, along with other left-wing Virginia Commonwealth attorneys like Loudoun counties, Buda Bajar, and Arlington counties, Parisha, Dogny, Tafke, and I talked about all those people before. And each pushed out veteran prosecutors who had served decades in their counties, promising in their campaigns to reduce incarceration and oppose many felony convictions. Homicides in Fairfax County are set to outpace their 2021 levels, with 12 so far compared to 10 by this point the year before. The rate last year jumped 40% from 2020. A full annual police report, however, has not been released by the county in 2022. Descano's approach to criminal justice, which enabled repeat offenders, is now fueling recall efforts in Northern Virginia. Quote, this abhorrent crime was totally preventable. Sean Kennedy, who is running one of the recall efforts, told the Free Beacon. Virginians for Safe Communities is dedicated to seeing justice done by removing Steve Descano from office for violating his oath to uphold justice and protect the public. Like Chisa Bowden in San Francisco, Steve Descano possesses a clear and present danger to the public safety of Fairfax County. And I totally agree with that statement. The recall effort has amassed more than half of the roughly required 30,000 signatures to trigger a special election to remove Descano from office, according to Kennedy. But let me know what you think about all this. I know this is the second Soros video I did this week, but this is pertinent. This is important information. So let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out themarkrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.